Thank you. Thank you, Philip, and it's great to be here and to welcome you to City Hall, to the London Living Room on what is a glorious day. I'm at risk of making myself probably slightly unpopular. I actually love this weather. In fact, I go so far as to say I live for this weather, but wouldn't it be nice to enjoy the sunshine, go out there, sit in the park, have a picnic, and have a lovely conference on Clean Air Day, of course, but not be subject to horrendous air pollution, because, of course, today we're meeting on what is a high air pollution day, which often accompanies weather like this, and it would be great. I look forward to the day where we don't have to have the two side by side. Catherine tells me that we are the second trending item on Twitter already, which, given we've only just started, is quite impressive. So I set you a challenge to get to be the #1 trending item on Twitter by the end of the conference. The Zemo Partnership's 20th anniversary and Clean Air Day provide a great opportunity for us as a broad group of stakeholders to reflect on how far there still is to go on tackling the triple challenges of poor air quality, climate change, and, of course, traffic congestion. Here in London, the Mayor is committed to our city becoming net zero by 2030 and to meeting ambitious air quality targets for particulate pollution by 2030. The World Health Organization has updated its guidelines recommending lower concentrations for the main air pollutants, which reflects the growing weight of evidence on the health risks of air pollution. Even at low levels, there are no safe levels of air pollution. And we know, of course, that road transport is a major contributor of both carbon and indeed air pollutant emissions here in London. There is not one solution for decarbonising transport, but we know that action at scale is needed. And we also know that some of the tried and tested methods work: public transport and, of course, active transport. Through policies like the ultra-low emission zone and the low emission zone, transformation of the bus and taxi fleet, and the delivery of electric vehicle charging infrastructure, we have been able to reduce transport emissions. And there are major technology developments occurring in challenging areas, including freight, where trials of a fully electric heavy goods vehicle are emerging. And we look at examples around the world of best practice, including in non-road mobile machinery and construction equipment, where decarbonisation is also possible. But we know that the solutions won't be technology-focused alone. And as I mentioned, some of the tried and tested methods of many years and decades, even centuries, we have a target that by 2041, 80% of all journeys in London, across London, every part of London, will be made by walking, cycling, or public transport, or indeed a combination of all three. And to support that, today we are launching our Cycle Action Plan 2. We have made great progress since the first Cycling Action Plan in 2018. We now have over 340 kilometres of cycleways across our city. This is a doubling of the network since 2018, with over 17,000 cycle parking spaces added since 2019. We have expanded school streets to over 500 streets across the capital, and London now has well over 100 low-traffic neighbourhoods. Cycling is becoming safer, where we invested in new cycleways and redesigned junctions, and cycling levels are growing. Our latest data from 2022 showed cycling levels were 13% higher than in 2019, which is remarkable given that Londoners were travelling less overall in 2022 than they were pre-pandemic. Crucially, of course, there are signs now that the diverse range of Londoners taking up cycling is increasing. But we know we have much more to do. That's why our Cycling Action Plan puts diversifying cycling at its core, from more cycle parking, delivering 42,000 additional spaces by 2030, to supporting community groups. And this is why we are committing to a new ambitious target for cycling and for network growth by 2030, aiming for a 33% growth in daily cycle journeys. We're also supporting the growth of cycle freight by implementing London's first cargo bike action plan. The next decade will see a fundamental reimagining of how Londoners move around their city. We have made great progress on our road to an electric and decarbonised future, but we have a long way to go. As we celebrate Zemo's achievements today, we should maintain focus on the importance of collaboration across stakeholders, across modes and across ideas in navigating the way ahead and the challenges that we'll cover in today's agenda. So on behalf of the Mayor of London, let me again welcome you here to City Hall, and I wish you a very, very productive day. Thank you.